and the Fighting Tiger northerly.
Look at Total the Nile bursting through and Boomeroo out wide. Double Identity put his head in front. Smooth Satin picks him up too late.
Sky Racing at home on the track.
Peak is well clear. Crawl flashes home late, but Scenic Peak beat Crawl second, Accelerator third. The fastest mile ever run at Flemington. Rosina Ladd's coming up the middle of the track, swapping them. The Kiwi grabs the lead. Rosina Ladd wins it by a neck to Walk on Air, a half-head Archave.
It's Grand Army in front. Here's Clangalang emerging. Clangalang runs to Grand Army. It's Clangalang beat Grand Army at full. Here's Shogun Lodge rattling home. Shogun Lodge is overpowering them. Oh, magnificent return by Shogun.
Hello again, I'm Matthew Browning. Welcome to our coverage of the final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival at Flemington. We can't show you the races live today, but we'll bring you a replay a couple of minutes after each race has been run. Great field in the Emirates too. Shogun Lodge, Clangalang, a few of the big names shaping up a little bit later on.
And look, they've trained on beautifully, but this is a tough race. And I suppose with the Toppy Ranch, you know, you've just got to think to yourself, you know, whether he's going to back up. He's not a big framed horse. He's quite on the light side, and whether that run's taken something out of him going up in weight, you know, a little bit of a query. And according to On Course, people are thinking exactly the same.
Let's go to Greg Miles as we prepare for race one on the final day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival.
They're lining in here. Race over 1,100 metres, the Sport 927. Much Vanity lines up in the pink colours, and the next to come along is going to be Star of Flight. Tote favouritism with Ranch ahead of Hossegor. On track, the 14 Sir Celt just the favourite, but very, very open affair to start the day. Now Holding goes up into the gates. Real Dragon is the next to join them in the stalls, resuming from a spell. Highbury comes up in the green colours a little wider out. Can be a bit tested when he gets past 1,000 usually, Highbury. Jai's Jump is set, Only a Dream leaks up into gate number 5. Midnight Storm still on the move behind the line. Sir Celt about to come in. Interesting that he's drawn on the outside, and so is Char. And Hossegor is drawn to come this side as well, one would think. Here's Sir Celt. And goes in one from the outside. Char has the outside barrier. Zach Purton on That's the Game sports the all-white colours. Still to move in. Midnight Storm's coming up to the gates now. Starter going to the platform. We're not too far away. Inside of the straight penetrometer 4.45. The outside is 4.48. So there's very little in those as far as the penetrometer is concerned. Here's Char taking the outside barrier. That's the Game standing in good. They're set. Racing. Sir Celt stumbled at the start. Came out and bumped Char. Jai's Jump Highbury began okay, and so too Real Dragon. He's spearing across in the white with the red cap. He's up with the leading bunch of horses, and then Participate. Holding coming up the middle of the track. And Mighty Raja in the gold is very wide out on the course at the 650 metre mark now. And Sir Celt against the outside rail had recovered after that awkward beginning to share the lead with Highbury, Real Dragon and Jai's Jump just behind them. Char's running about fourth within 2 lengths of the leading bunch, and they were followed by Midnight Storm, Much Vanity. Star of Flight next starting to work home. Participators hard ridden. Further back is Ranch and Choreograph, and down the outside comes Holding as they come towards the 250 metres now. Real Dragon tackled by Star of Flight. Jai's Jump. Highbury's had enough. Midnight Storm's running on. Choreograph's coming with a run too at the clock tower, and Choreograph hits the lead from Star of Flight. Char, Ranch, Midnight Storm on the far side, but Choreograph is drawing clear in the run home, and it's Choreograph to win it by 2 lengths. Midnight Storm second, Star of Flight third, just in advance of Much Vanity, Char, and then came Ranch, trailed further back Mighty Raja. Hossegor never came into the race, and he was trailed further back in the field then by Highbury. Real Dragon showed pace before weakening, and then Holding and Participate. Sir Celt dropped out of it, and then Only a Dream, Jai's Jump, and That's the Game is last of all.
Choreograph, ridden by Dan Nikolic, trained by Robert Smurden. Off the inside gate, barrier 1 is where he started, taking the first at Flemington. An upset result. It's paid $17.30 on Super Tab. 17 Midnight Storm, Mark Zara second. 15 Star of Flight, Glen Boss third. Fourth in the race went to number 18 Much Vanity, ridden by Stephen Baster. The first 4 in New South Wales, $78,694 on race number 1. So Dan Nikolic rides the first winner at Flemington on the last day of the carnival. A bit quieter there today too, I think, in terms of the crowd, but boy, they've certainly had some people there this week on the 3 days.
Just in a moment, coming across from gate number 1, Daring Tactics. Danny, well done.
Thank you. Very impressive win today. He's definitely a lot better than these.
Actually, I noticed you just sneak him in there behind them and just let him jump and settle. A couple of horses missed the kick and then they were hunted up hard, which put a little bit of speed in it. Were you quite content just to sit back off them?
Well, Robert said to me, he said, Dan, I just want you to ride him dead out the back and have the last run of them. He said, I would rather see you be maybe a little bit late than getting there a little bit early. And inside the last 400, I just sat there. And when I let him go at the clock tower, he was very impressive.
Actually, I watched your riding style, mate. I noticed you get right down and the knees came apart off the saddle and you just get as low as you could be. And this little horse really let down nicely. I think there's probably, I mean, it's all very well to say, yes, look, they'll go on. But I do think on that run, he's got a bright little future.
Well, that was obviously probably close to his best, but that was very impressive. I can't say anything negative at all.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
All right, Danny.
That's Dan Nikolic, who, of course, has got a very good ride into Group 1 later today. He's riding Scenic Peak, favourite in some early markets. Now, New Zealand, they're getting set. Let's head across and link up with the Kiwis. This one's coming from Te Rapa.
And give them something to catch. Duke of Hong Kong, consistent. Peter Johnson, 7s and 2s. Genghis, likes...
For starters and all the rages, Yes Boss, number 1 at $1.60. Let's have a look at these runners as they parade. No place betting. That's the reason there's a place.
Now they're all in, field of 4, and the first here at Royal Randwick. Good track at a ½ metre rail. And they're off. They jumped as 1. Who is going to lead? It is Desert Ransom narrowly from Yes Boss. Magic Quest third and Raid and Pillage last. Now, Yes Boss puts his neck in front from Desert Ransom. And after 250, Yes Boss about a neck clear on Desert Ransom, a length and a half to Magic Quest, and 3/4 the outsiders Raid and Pillage. Now they race to the 1200 marker, and Yes Boss goes clear now. Yes Boss about a length and a half on Desert Ransom. The third posse is Raid and Pillage, and close up on his outside is Magic Quest. They swing the first corner and come onto the side past the 1000 marker, and the favourite Yes Boss leads the way about 3/4 of a length on Desert Ransom. The filly is third, and that is Raid and Pillage, and 3/4 on her outside is Magic Quest. No change in the order past the halfway at the 800 marker, and Yes Boss, $1.80 in New South Wales, leads the way by 3/4 of a length on Desert Ransom, under a good grip by Stewart, and over on the inside is Raid and Pillage, and keeping company with the filly is Magic Quest, as they've raced in this order from shortly after the start. And travelling around the bend now, it's Yes Boss in front by a length on Desert Ransom, followed by on the outside Magic Quest and Raid and Pillage on the rails. Into the straight and up the rise they come, and it's Yes Boss by 3/4 of a length. Desert Ransom, Magic Quest on the outside is running a very good race, and down to the distance and past it now. Yes Boss about a neck clear on Magic Quest. They got the better of Desert Ransom. Yes Boss on the inside is fighting on. The favourite is going to be too good in the drive to the line, and Yes Boss pretty well all the way beat Magic Quest, Desert Ransom, and last of all was Raid and Pillage. Yes Boss just a little too good there. He's paid $1.80 in New South Wales by Masque from Mozzie Atunya, trained by Gay Waterhouse for the Guri Pastoral Company and ridden by Chris Muntz. Once Yes Boss got to the front, it was going to be very, very hard to pass. He's a master in front, Chris Muntz, and Yes Boss trimmed up following the 3 runs back from a spell prior to his assignment today. He looked very well in the yard, and he's been able to run up to it. 1-6-4-5, 6 Magic Quest, a good run by Quest for Fame from Lador Magic, John O'Shea, Larry Cassidy, and number 4 Desert Ransom, a gelding by Desert Prince from Harem Queen, Tim Martin, Ronnie Stewart. Number 5 ran 4th. Now the time was 1:36.21 for the 1600 metres. Private Thoughts, a brother to Kingston Town, holds the class record at 1:34.90. I'll have the other news shortly, but the totes read this way. Number 1 on the only tote, $1.80. The Quinella has paid $2.90. The Exacta paid $5. Trifecta $7.60. First four $6.80. And the margins a neck by a length, and the sectional run was 34.01.
All right, Ian, thank you. That's the first at Randwick. Race 2, take out number 6, Derby Parade. So there'll be no third dividend in the next race at Randwick with just these 7 runners. Now, Flemington's next. Race 2, the Maribyrnong Plate Group 2.